I'd like to welcome you again to our annual Champagne Brunch for our partners. We set aside this day every year to thank all of our supporters. If it were up to me, I would thank every person in this room by name, and with every name there would be a story. My boss, Rachel Hemler, our event planner, tells me that would be very impractical. So what I'm going to do is kind of thank you by group and only name a few names, and you'll just have to think in your mind that every name I name actually stands for about 20 other names that are in this room. I should begin, first of all, by thanking our Board of Trustees. I want you to know that we have a very active Board of Trustees. We have 26 of our trustees are here, or emeritus trustees are here today, and then there are 5 other people who are here representing trustees who could not be here. We have an active board with active committee chairs that provide oversight, insight, and input into virtually every aspect of this organization. And as much as I would hate to admit it, I could not possibly do my job if they didn't do their jobs. So I would ask the Board of Trustees to rise for just a second so we can properly thank you. I did want to mention a few names in particular, only because in February we elected 5 new trustees. Joe Field, the founder and chairman of Entercom, who was recently named to the Radio Hall of Fame, and happens to have been a student of Robert Strauss-Hupé, our founder. There is also Ambassador Adrian Basora, who has been a key player in starting and launching our project on democratic transitions, and then the new program on Eurasia, along with John Haynes, another trustee. Adrian served on the National Security Council staff and was ambassador to Czechoslovakia when Czechoslovakia became the Czech Republic. So he was ambassador to 2 countries at once, so to speak. And he was the president of the Eisenhower Exchange, and therefore lends me a lot of advice in how to run an organization. So thank you, Ambassador Basora. We also elected Murray Levin, a trustee. He's special counsel with Pepper Hamilton, which he's been with forever. He was the first American president of the Young Lawyers International Association. He has been hosting sponsor forums for us at Pepper Hamilton for at least 20 years. So we thank you, Murray Levin. Not sure where you are. Lee Woolley is the regional president for BNY Mellon Wealth Management, very active in our Eurasia program, has hosted our geopolitics with Granary sessions, done other things with us. Thank you, Lee Woolley. Jim Hitch could not be here today. He is based in Miami. He served for 30 years with Baker and McKenzie, and he has advised many multinational corporations on business and investment in Central and Eastern Europe and Russia. Also not here is our newly elected Vice Chairman, Devin Cross, who is based in New York. She is the host of many of our Manhattan salons and a great FPRI booster. So thank you to the board, to the new board members and to the old board members. Thank you very much. We also have 25 partners and donors here today, and we want to thank each of you for your support, which you generally give every year. So we thank you because that sustains the organization. As many of you know, we have 100 affiliated scholars 12 of them are here. Maybe our senior fellows who are here today, can you rise so people can acknowledge you? Some of them, John Haynes is both a trustee and a senior fellow. We have 2 fellows in residence this year who are visiting from other places. One is our Fox fellow, Josh Krasna, who has spent the last 30 years working in the diplomatic and national security establishments of the State of Israel. And spending the year here with us, he gave a great talk a couple of days ago at the American Jewish Committee to a full house on the geopolitics of the Middle East. I'm not absolutely sure he told them what they wanted to hear, but I'm absolutely sure he told them what they did not know. So that was a very successful program, Josh. Right here. And the other fellow is Ann Taves, who is our first General Bernard Trainer Fellow. This is a fellowship sponsored by the Petrucci Family Foundation, and it was designed for a recent military veteran who aspires to a career in long-form journalism. Ann is served in U.S. Army intelligence in Afghanistan and in Europe. She went on, she received her BA from Stanford University in history and received her Master of Public Policy from Princeton University. While she's been on fellowship with us, she has traveled to China, India, West Africa, has published articles on our blog, in the American Interest magazine, in other venues. So please congratulate Ann Taves. Ann? There are 2, we have had many interns over the years, many of whom have risen to key positions in the U.S. government, including today as a strategic advisor to the commander of U.S. Cyber Command and other key positions. The 2 interns here today are Cornell Overfield and Ash Kayami. Cornell has been working with Sam Helfant on his next book project on Iraqi political warfare during the Saddam regime, looking at basically influence operations, the kind of operations we're looking at today in terms of Russia. Cornell has will graduate from UPenn this spring, and he will go on for a master's degree at Yale University. So let's congratulate Cornell, wherever you are. And then there's Ash Kayami, who started with us. He graduated from Haverford a year ago and then has been working for the past year with us as an intern in our office. And he has probably worked for more people in the office than any other intern, doing almost everything under the sun, and a real huge help to the organization. He has just been accepted into the master's program in international affairs at Columbia University. So Ash, I don't know if you're in the room or you're outside. There you are, okay? Thank you. Finally, I want to thank our 10 full-time employees who do the hard day-to-day work of the organization: Mike Noonan, Tali Helfant, Maya Otarashvili, Rachel Hemla, Natalia Kopitnik, Tom Shattuck, Tatiana Cunningham, Kali Bergwin, and Eli Gilman. I'm not going to explain what they do. It's actually well explained in the annual reports that you have on your seat. They are a superb team, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to say a few more things a little bit later when I introduce Steve Kotkin, but I did want to close by saying that the thing we most prize at FPRI is the intellectual independence of our scholars. And in fact, I would say we are embarked on a great experiment, and that is to test the proposition that an organization devoted to the intellectual independence of its scholars can, in an age of hyper-partisanship, sustain itself and grow. And our plan next year is to start an effort to earn that financial independence that will fortify the intellectual independence that we so much prize. So I hope you'll all be a part of that, and I thank you very much for your support.